Going to give you a close-up of the rifle as it came. Rough condition, lots of Cosmoline, which I'll show you. Bolt matches receiver, butt plate matches, but the magazine is a different number, not that it matters. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up the bolt. Lots of Cosmoline here, very thick. Pretty dirty. This is going to be some work, but hopefully not too bad. It went very well on the last one I did, but you can see that's just, what you see in there is Cosmoline. That's just really thick. Can't tell the condition of the bore yet, but I'll show you what it looks like as of now. Okay, actually no reason to show the bore. It's plugged with Cosmoline, so even with the light at the end I couldn't see it. There's the Cosmoline all over the bolt. And like I said, the bore is just absolutely plugged with it, so can't even see the bore at all. Alright, most of you probably know how to do this already, but to remove the bolt, pull it back, make sure it's clear, which it is. Pull the trigger and just remove the bolt like that. You then twist, I don't know if you caught that, you take it comes out like that, you turn it like that, at which point this will come off, and this. And to get the firing pin out, I'm going to use this tool, which came with the M44 I ordered from Classic Firearms. You just use this notch over here, the end one, put it on here, and you will twist it off. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that off camera. Okay, so I've taken it most of the way. One thing I want to make sure, the knob will fall off if you don't hold it once the firing pin comes loose. So I'm holding the knob in this hand, just turning. It will eventually come apart, and it's just, you can see it's just filled with Cosmoline. Big. Okay, the spring comes out with the spring. These come apart, and this comes apart, and this is what we will attempt to clean. Okay, I have this little plastic tub. I'm going to pour water from the stove, heat it up, just about a boil. And I'm going to let it soak for a few minutes while agitating every now and then. Okay, you can see the Cosmoline starting to come off. That's it, floating around a little. You can see it pretty good there. This is just within the first minute. Just poured the water in, and what it does, it loosens it up, makes it really soft, and it wipes out very easily after a few minutes of this. Soaking in the hot water. Everything gets very hot though. I actually use pliers to handle the metal parts from this point on. So we're about 2 or 3 minutes in now, and just going to shake it up a little bit. Okay, it's been close to 10 minutes. Metal's pretty hot right now. I like to do a little wipe down of the parts just to get the majority of the grease, the Cosmoline off. Once again, I will not handle this with my hand, just too hot. Okay, and this, what I'm going to do for everything here, just take it, wipe it down for all the different parts. Okay, just spent like a minute or two wiping down the parts, not much. The only thing left now is anything, any kind of chamber in it or hole in it. I'm just going to take a, sorry about the aim here, doing this pretty bad. Just going to run it through. And you can see, not clean, not horrible. A lot of the things came out in the water, but while it's hot, it's easy to get out. And what I'm going to do after this is the same exact thing using hops 9, hoppies, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And then I'm going to use CLR, and that's going to be all I'm going to do. But I'm going to do this with every part where I can fit a patch through. Okay, I have a small screwdriver here. Just going to push the patch through. And that will be enough for now. I'm going to do a more thorough cleaning with the hops. Okay, I'm going to do the same exact thing now, just everything's still warm. It's only been about a minute or two since I took everything out of the water. And I'm going to just clean everything now using this. Same method, just really wipe it down and then run a couple patches through the parts where it fits. Okay, I just spent about 5 minutes with the hops and really did the same thing I did with everything else. Really wiped it down, ran it through. I found that using the firing pin to put it in some of the smaller holes worked very well to run the patch through. They're pretty good now. I paid special attention to the bolt head because that's where most of the Cosmoline was caked, but it's all out, came out very easily just using a patch and wiping really well. Okay, next up I have a little bit of CLP and just going to spray everything down. Probably overkill, but after soaking it in the water, you want to reapply some type of preservative and lubrication. And now I'm just going to wipe all that down. Just want to show how I'm using the firing pin to get into some of the spots that are a little harder to reach. Not pressing too hard. No bad will come from it. See, still a little bad in there, a little dirty in there, but not bad at all. And then I'm wiping everything down with paper towels. And that's really it for the bolt. I'm just going to reassemble the bolt, and then I'm going to have to use the tool I used to unscrew the firing pin to set the correct height on the firing pin when it is protruding from the bolt head, and I'll go over how to do that. Even there's lots of YouTube videos on that. Okay, just putting the firing pin back, the bolt back together. These two pieces like that. This goes in, and now we're going to use the tool, put this in and turn it this direction using the tool that came with the M44. You might have to purchase one of those, or you can just use a, I'm sure, a pair of pliers. Okay, I've started putting the firing pin back in. Kind of press down here. There's a spring on the firing pin, so you have to press down on it while holding it tight against the surface down here, and really just start spinning it. And it will start coming through here, and there are marks here that will be lined up to the mark at the end of the firing pin, and we'll use this tool to figure out the correct protrusion. Okay, I've lined pretty much made the back of the firing pin flat, lined it up a little bit with the marks in there. I'll make it better later. We're going to just put the bolt back together. Make sure the guide goes onto here, over the firing pin, Screw here. And bolt head back on, and you're going to twist it back to secure it. Just want to make sure you notice that this lines up in the little channel in here. There you go, and then you're just going to twist it again. There you go. Now, as you can see, the firing pin is extending out of here, protruding, and that's what we're going to measure the protrusion of. So we get the correct strike on the primer. Okay, so the way to check, you have, this is the slot that you don't want to be able to pass over the firing pin. This one should clear it. And if it does that, it will be the right depth. Okay, it won't go there, and it goes easily there, so we're at the right depth, and it's pretty much lined up with how it was initially set. Now we're just going to give it a little twist back into the original position, and this is the complete bolt. Much better than it was before, significantly cleaner, and really no Cosmoline anywhere, and it really wasn't that difficult to process. Okay, now we're going to remove the rest of the rifle from the stock. Pretty simple. Really the hardest part probably is right here. Some of these are a little bit difficult to remove these bands that hold the upper handguard on. Sometimes a little difficult, but pull this, flip it out. You're going to press these in and then scoot these rings forward. Okay, with the bands moved forward, both of them, and just remove the upper handguard, and let's remove this screw and this screw, and that's really all there is to it. Okay, take out this screw from here, this screw from here, covered in Cosmoline, really. That comes out. You can see just absolutely loaded with Cosmoline, and this will just come right out. And you have a very dirty stock. The bottom of this loaded with Cosmoline. Condition seems okay. I don't see any rust right now, but absolutely loaded. Ready. I guess what protected it all these years. We're going to do first, just common sense move. I'm going to just really wipe down as much Cosmoline as I can before I put it in the water. Then you're going to remove the just a little latch here and squeeze here. That comes out. I'm going to look at all the Cosmoline. I'm going to wipe it off. I'm going to do the same thing by dipping it, by soaking it in the really hot water. And same process I did with the bolt. That's all there is to it with the screws. Okay, we're now looking at the same exact process with this magazine assembly. The hot water, the hops 9, and the CLR. Same exact thing. I'm not going to show that right now just for time considerations. Just to show how effective this hot water is, this is literally about a minute in there. I flipped it over once, and you can see all the Cosmo just floating in there, and that's without wiping or doing anything. Okay, that whole wipe down process, wiping off the hot Cosmoline, then the hops 9, and then the CLP, took maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the most. And really just wiping with paper towels, that's all I did. And everything came out really, really nice. There's no Cosmoline left at all. Now I'm just going to reassemble the magazine. Take this, squeeze it right on there, and snap it shut. That's it.